it's just an example. Purdue losing to Fresno State is okay. We can still win the Big Ten West. But me,
Billy Napier gets fired. I'm just kidding.
hey, really the best time of the year. I will be seated watching Red Zone for 7 hours on Sunday. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to an episode of Backyard Banter. Johnny, James, Tanner, back with you here. And crazy NBA season officially over. NHL, we're in the midst of something that we have seen before, but unless you were alive when the Toronto Maple Leafs won in like 1958, you have not seen it. And MLB is really starting to heat up. But first, how are you guys doing?
Great, man.
Excellent.
Yeah, good. Good. It's an exciting night. I know it's going to come out tomorrow, but it's a good night to be a sports fan tonight. So,
Oh yeah,
Excellent
no,
night.
definitely. Anytime you hear Game 7 in any kind of sport, you tend to gravitate toward it. But I did pick. We did our 2-second hockey preview. I did pick Edmonton to win the Stanley Cup way back in October when we did it. So I'm gonna have to pull that if they win tonight. But anyways, a week ago today, the Celtics finally took care of business. This is our first time talking since then. Tanner, I'll start with you. What were your kind of overall reactions to that? And, what do you think they could repeat next year?
Yeah, I would say the only really reaction I have to Game 5, because I believe we last talked after Game 4, is I'm glad Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP. I think he really deserved it. I know there's a crowd out there that thinks Tatum really deserved it as well, which is, I guess I get from a statistical standpoint, but just as a viewer of the finals and as someone who just watched the game for what it was, I didn't really care who won. I was just watching the games and with no bias whatsoever. I thought Jaylen Brown was the most valuable player on that floor for the Celtics, and I'm glad he won the award. He deserved it. He made so many big plays. Obviously, he put up good numbers as well. Not as good as Tatum, but he just made more plays to me that were like wow plays or like that were winning plays. So I'm glad he brought home the Finals MVP award. And then as far as the Celtics repeating, they got to feel pretty good, right? Like they bring literally everybody back. They just won 64 games and absolutely ran through the postseason. So they have to be feeling pretty good about running it back. Obviously, Porzingis, his health is going to be a big question mark. Can he be fine by the time the season starts? Can they stay healthy? Can any other teams in the East make a run at pushing the Celtics? You got some really good young teams in the East. Can the Knicks be good again and stay healthy? What are the Pacers going to do? Can the Bucks get back to their championship form? So there's a lot of questions in the East. But as of right now, I feel like the Celtics have got to be feeling pretty good about running it back next year.
yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, I disagree on the Finals MVP. It's hard to explain because it's not like Jaylen Brown did not play well. He was an exceptional reason and a big reason for why they were so successful in the playoffs. But at the same time, like Jason Tatum is the best player on that team. And I think when we look at stats, Tanner, you kind of mentioned, well, you look at stats, it's like, yeah, Jason Tatum deserved the award. Well, stats are a big thing, right? And when you look at what Jaylen Brown did, it was incredible. And yes, he had a lot of big plays, he had a lot of big moments for the Celtics, but I think Jason Tatum went unrecognized because we've seen this out of Tatum. We've seen him dropping 25 is like, okay, well, whatever, right? But Jaylen Brown maybe scoring 25 is like, oh yeah, he had a really good game. So I think we saw a great playoff performance from both of those guys. And because maybe Jason Tatum has more of a superstar name, they gave it to Jaylen Brown just because, maybe they took those big plays and big moments at the end of the game into more of account than anything before. But when you look at stats, it's like people get sick and tired of seeing, stats being awarded as the best player because stats aren't everything. Well, for me, stats are just the truth because we can sit here, we can give our opinions, we can give whatever we might think and see, but I mean, numbers don't lie. And like Jason Tatum, in my opinion, deserved the award, but it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't change my life. I would say Jason Tatum deserved the award a little bit more than Jaylen Brown. I think, but now at the end of the day, if you're Jason Tatum, you have a weight off your shoulder. You won the finals. You went out and did what people criticized you for not being able to do. And so, running it back is tough in the NBA. We look at the NBA, there are so many good teams, especially out of the West. People are complaining and leaving in our comments, well, they wouldn't have beaten the Nuggets, or whatever people are saying. Well, it doesn't matter because Johnny and I were talking about it. They beat who they beat. They beat who they played. That's all they can do. You're not going to criticize teams, for beating who they beat. I was listening to 670 Score the day after the finals was over, and people were sick and tired of saying the Celtics have 18 championships. Well, I'm sorry, but they do. They have 18 championships. And I don't care if they beat teams that had plumbers on their team. It does not matter. You cannot take back what happened in the history of sports because if so, a lot of our teams were not very successful in the modern age of superstar teams and whatnot. So you got to respect the Celtics. I'm sick and tired of hearing the hate 18. Oh, but you won so many so long ago. Whatever. They deserved it. No matter what people say, they were the best team from game one to game 100 and whatever, right? So shout out to the Celtics, man. They deserved it, and we'll see if they can go back. I don't think they will be able to. I think it's tough to do that in the NBA. But I mean, it's a superstar team, so who knows?
Yeah. Jason Tatum gets like a lot of hate for I really don't understand why. It's like people just don't like him. Like, sorry that he's not LeBron or Kobe. And people have like, is he corny? Sure. Like he texts Kobe before game 7 of the Heat series and all that stuff. But like, so what? I don't know why that affects people so much. Like
We're not
Jason
texting
Tatum,
Kobe.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. But like, Jason Tatum is his own, and he won the finals. I doubt that he practiced what he was going to say to Lisa Salters in the mirror before game 5. It might have just been, I just won of the final. Tando, don't give me that face. It might have just been, I just won the finals. Like, this is incredible. Like, it is incredible. I don't understand the Jason Tatum hate. Like, he's a top 7 player, and people think that he's not Jokic, he's not prime LeBron, he's not prime Kobe, and that's like what people want him to be. Anytime you leave, there goes James. Anytime you lead your team in every statistical category, you should win Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown hit some big shots, especially in Game 3, but outside of that, I think it was 5 games. It is what it is, but I don't think Boston gets there without Tatum. I don't think they win that series without Tatum. People want to say that Jaylen Brown guarded Luka. We talked about their pick and roll and how they got so many lobs. They didn't get a lob till Game 3. It was because they put Jason Tatum on that role guy, and that really disrupted a lot of their offenses. And as for the question, can they go back to back? Like, could they? Yeah. Like, will they? Probably not. There hasn't been a back-to-back championship since 17-18, and it's been parity, which is what the league wants. And Al Horford's going to be a year older, so is Drew Holiday. And Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown are just starting to hit that peak, and maybe Derek White's hitting a late prime. But like you said, like the Pacers are coming on, the Magic are coming on, the Knicks should be substantially better, the Bucks should be substantially better with a year under Doc, and then out west, you still have the Nuggets, the Thunder, who I think are going to have a huge offseason, have already started making moves in the offseason. So yeah, it's hard to go back to back. So I'd obviously pick the field over Boston, but it wouldn't overly surprise me to see Boston back in the finals. And we'll talk about Josh Giddey for 2 seconds. James, you're a registered Bulls fan, I guess. What was your initial reaction?
At first I was pretty happy just to see the fact that the Bulls are willing to make some moves, but then when you dive into it more and to find out that we missed out on potential draft picks, I think you said it in the TikTok. I said, and you said it perfectly. When you talk about a team that is in a rebuild, you take and what I was trying to explain to people, like honestly, last night, I was talking to some people about it, and the idea that we could have gotten more draft picks this year, like another first rounder, maybe a second rounder, whatever the deal was. In the NBA, you can completely change your team with 2 first round picks or with 3 first round picks or with, a lot of number, because the NBA draft is so unlike any other drafts, in my opinion, that you could literally take a rookie class and you could go make a playoff run with 2 guys that have maybe been, that were on UConn for 2 years. I'm just thinking of teams that have veteran leadership in college basketball. You can literally change your team in the NBA draft in one season, right? And like you look at the MLB. Well, most of those guys you're not going to see them for 3-4 years, right? NFL, you see some rookies come out, but they're not really going to be world beaters. In the NBA, you can have rookies of the year that are the main contributors to their team, And when you look at this Bulls team, who now they could have a combination of experienced veterans and a good combination of good youth. And so maybe we missed out. Maybe Caruso was worth more than Josh Giddey, but you look at Giddey and it's like a science experiment now. You got a 21-year-old who played well in the regular season and then was literally benched because he couldn't shoot the ball. And so you can't be too upset if you're a Bulls fan because you basically did just get a guy from the draft because he's 21 years old. Sure, he comes with some baggage because he's a meme all over, but it's like, oh well, oh well. So Caruso, he was a great veteran guy that we had. Obviously, he's going to be an unreal pickup for the Thunder. That's going to be a great pickup for them. I like it more for the Thunder than I do the Bulls, but I'm not upset. As a registered Bulls fan, I'm not upset.
Tanner, what do you think?
I actually kind of like this move for the Bulls. I don't think this draft class is very good, to be honest. So getting those picks, I don't think would mean as much as past years. Plus, when you look at this draft class, like a lot of them are already 21, 22 years old with zero NBA experience. Josh Giddey has, what, 2, 3 years under his belt? I think he's a great compliment to Kobe White. And I hate to say that this is the mold because it's not for every team, but you take a look at what the Pacers did. They brought in a guy like Tyrese Halliburton who was kind of stuck behind De'Aaron Fox, just like Giddey was with SGA. And Halliburton took off, and all of a sudden the Pacers hit on some late first round picks. That is kind of a way that it can be done as well. And they kind of brought in that young player, and now it's about hitting on those first round picks. You don't have to have a lottery pick to draft a stud in the NBA. You just got to draft guys that fit your mold well. And now the Bulls have two pretty good pieces in their backcourt moving forward. Now it's about finding the pieces that fit elsewhere, and it's a check mark on the checklist. That's one more spot that they have down. They just need to keep going down the checklist, and I don't know. I just think that's the mold that can be followed. There's two different ones, but
I like that.
they went a different way than people were expecting, I would say.
Yeah, I like that you guys aren't hating on this trade because a lot of the people, including myself to an extent, I probably should have taken an extra moment and thought through everything before I made the TikTok, but see Josh getting all this stuff with being a minor and all of a sudden making me about that. And then you saw the reports at the trade deadline that the Bulls could have gotten multiple first round picks for Caruso. And then you see the Thunder have 17 first round picks. So all of that come together and it's like, oh, this is a bad trade for the Bulls. Josh Giddey averaged 16, 8, and 7 last year as a 20-year-old in the NBA. So is it the best trade? Probably not. I would have liked to still see them get some sort of draft compensation, but I don't think it's as bad as some of the trolls in the comments like to put out there. It's just it's a tough situation because again, Josh Giddey was enemy number one with all the stuff he did in the during the season. I guess it was during the season when he did. I don't know if it was during the season or in the offseason. And then you have the reports that Caruso was fetching 2 first-round picks. Well, maybe those teams didn't want to give up first-round picks now that it's the offseason. Now they just find someone that they like. But everything for the Bulls is are they going to re-sign DeMar? If they re-sign DeMar, that trade was for nothing. Are they going to trade Vucevic and Levine? I think they should completely blow it up. It makes no sense to continue running it back and being the 10th seed every year. But with all that being said, not the worst thing in the world. But it's enough NBA for now. Tanner, you have a grid. And
yes, I do.
I thought at least I did good on the grid from James last week. Tanner struggles. That's why we sent Tanner to grid purgatory to go make one. This is his punishment.
Whoever the host is needs to allow screen sharing. Oh, there we go.
Got you, man. I got you. I'm so down.
We're locked right now.
Share. How do I do this? Hold on. Entire screen share. There we go. Bang. All right. Can you guys see this?
No.
I cannot.
Cannot see it.
I can't see anything.
No, neither can I.
I could see you guys.
Yeah, I can see you, Tanner. You sure you hit the right button?
Window. Share Chrome tab. There we go. Share.
Are you hitting the green share button? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes.
There we go.
All right. There we go. Oh, jeez.
All right. So here I have the receiving yards leaders by year in college football. I went down to 2009 because there were still some prominent names in those early 2010s. But there are a couple tough ones here. Some of these, the guys weren't actually the leaders. They were like second or third, but they were like non-power five guys that didn't play the NFL and just we would have
Yeah.
had no clue. So
I love the college football, but Jesus,
yeah,
this is
I'm
a
missing
tough
it.
one
I'm
off the
missing
bat.
college ball. So
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, what is going on here?
this is
Okay,
a tough one off the bat.
this is gonna be tough. Okay.
all
Sorry.
right, I'm gonna give you guys 3 strikes each. I'll have to give some hints on a couple.
Uh-huh.
When you
Can I go
guys ask
first?
for them, I'll give them. So
Can I go first, please?
Mhm.
yes, James, you can
Yeah,
go
I'm just
first.
gonna take the easiest one off the board. I'll take Rome Dunze 2023. Come on, let's go.
That is correct.
Um, okay, I almost want to rip that Oregon State one because I think Brandon Cooks went to Oregon State, but we're gonna hold off. I don't know, someone like that. I don't know if it's Brandon Cooks specifically, but someone like that went to Oregon State. But we'll stay safe for now. We'll go 2019 Jamar Chase.
That is correct. And actually, LSU had the leader in receiving yards, and then a different player that led the country in receptions that year, which is pretty remarkable.
That shows how good 2019 was.
They were nasty, yeah. 2022, we're gonna go Tank Dell.
Good, James. Good ball.
Actually, fun fact: I said originally on this grid I was not going to go non-power five schools, and technically Houston wasn't power five at that point. And the power five leader would have been Charlie Jones from Purdue. So I decided to roll with Tank Dell instead. A little bit easier.
Charlie Jones.
Good
You
choice.
see non-power 5 and there's a UMass logo on
Yeah,
here.
right. I'm like UMass and Louisiana Tech.
But sorry, 2020 Devontae Smith.
That is correct.
By the way, this might be a hot take. That Devontae Smith year was the most dominant I've ever seen a wide receiver in my one of the most dominant I've ever seen.
I would have to agree with that, honestly.
So I'm obviously blanking on UMass. I'm gonna go to the other Bama. I believe that's Amari Cooper.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, 2021 Ohio State. I can't believe I'm already blanking on that one, which is bad. Wait, no. Because Garrett Wilson was on that team. And who was the other guy? Oh, who's the guy that plays for the Saints, James?
Oh, Olave.
Chris Olave. Neither
Is that
of
your
those?
guess?
Yeah.
It's not either of them.
What?
Come on, Johnny, you gotta lock in.
Was that a year before? Am I getting my years mixed up? Because this was this Chris Olave's? No, this was their second year.
They were on that team, but
Are you serious?
All right, we'll come back to that because I think I've got 2015 USC. We got. Did he go to USC? Yeah, he did. Juju Smith-Schuster.
That is correct, and actually, that's one of the ones where the non-power five guys were like first, second, and third, and then I was like, I've never heard of them, nor did they play in the NFL. So I threw Juju in there. That is a good guess.
All right, I'll go all the way down to 2010.
Bro, 2021 is so easy. Okay.
You can rip it next then. It's not coming to mind. It's 2010 James Blackman.
That is correct.
Love.
He had a solid 2-month NFL career.
Yeah.
So 2021 is Jackson Smith Jigba.
Oh my God.
Correct.
Yeah. God, how stacked was that?
team.
How stacked was that team that I named 2 first-round picks?
Well, so nasty, and it goes back to that 2019 LSU team. Like they just had so many weapons. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna rip the Oregon State. Was Oregon State Brandon Cooks?
That was Brandon Cooks.
Come on.
That's a good pull.
Dude, I don't know.
Okay, the 2012 Baylor dude, James. I'm pretty sure. I know who it is.
I mean, yeah, that's good for you because I ain't got no idea.
He was on that Hard Knocks season with the Browns. If you watch Hard Knocks, and he got cut. He was a first-round pick, and he was a bust.
I feel like I know the 2011 Baylor. No, I don't.
I mean, they're the same person.
I will give you, James, this might help out a little. It might not. Both Baylor guys had like maybe 5-year career in the NFL, but both of them played on a really bad Bears team.
Oh, then I know. Okay, so 2011 is Kendall Wright.
2011 is Kendall Wright.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess my guy was too late then. I don't remember my guy playing on the Bears.
He was. I feel like he was on the Bears, like picked up mid-season, just because.
Okay, that could make sense. Okay, his last name is Coleman. I can't
No,
remember. No, it's not him.
not Coleman.
Oh my goodness. I guess I must have been later then. I guess technically that's my guess. So
I'm gonna
I need
I'm
I
gonna go ahead and help you out for the UMass and La Tech.
yeah.
The UMass guy is still in the NFL and was
Oh,
drafted.
oh, oh, oh. Nope, never mind. That's too late for UMass. It's not Andy Isabella. That's too late.
that is.
Oh, is it
It
Andy
might be.
Isabella?
Might be. The
I'll
Bills
guess Andy
the Bills
Isabella.
guy,
I'll
yeah?
jump back in and guess Andy Isabella.
Plays for the Bills, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
God, he was that late. What didn't he come
Andy
out with?
Isabella.
Didn't he come out with Rondo Moore? Weren't they in the same draft class?
Yeah, Rondell Moore actually finished 6 yards behind him for
God,
leading the
that was
country in receiving yards.
2018. Man,
Yeah.
we're old. That feels like it was like 3 years ago.
So like 2009 Mizzou, like did he have a
Back in like,
prominent NFL
Tanner,
career?
did this guy have like legal problems in the NFL?
Um, this guy, I do not remember him being in the NFL at all.
That's
He has a very weird name.
that's
Is
great.
it no, LaFell didn't play for the Missouri.
I'm gonna be totally honest. I tried remembering his name this whole episode, and I just now blanked on what his name is.
Oh my
And it's
goodness.
someone who I've never heard of before.
Oh jeez. Okay, that one's gonna be hard.
Okay, so the
James,
2012, we got to go back to this 2012
yeah,
Baylor because you said
yeah,
he played for the Bears.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did for like maybe 4 weeks.
Did he play on any other team, just the Bears?
I feel like he might have played for the Titans as well.
I'm telling you that I don't think. Hmm.
Rip it.
Can you look because the guy I'm thinking of definitely did not play for the Bears. Can you just double check Teaster? Like,
Just guess the guy you're thinking, James. We're
but
at a
I don't know
moment to
his
guess.
first name. His last name's
Um,
Williams. His last name's Williams. He
his
played for
last name is
he
Williams.
played for the Cowboys though, I think. I don't think he played for anybody
Thank
else.
you, James. This is a hell of a
But
poll.
I have no idea what his first name was. It's
It is Williams. He did
like
play for the
Derek.
Cowboys.
No, it's not Derek Williams.
You should just give it.
You have done enough. I'm gonna give it to you. His first name's Terrence.
Terrence.
Come
Yes.
on, James. Hell
Yes.
of a poll.
I mean,
I
that's a
was
great
thinking
poll.
Baylor 2012, and I'm like,
Come
no
on.
way we had another Bears player from
That's
Baylor.
crazy.
I just looked. He was not on the Bears. I thought he was, but
Look at
that
James. James with the
wasn't.
return of the century. All right, Tanner, can I get a active team for the guy from La Tech?
Yeah, he is currently on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh, that actually helps.
Okay, did he resign? Did Boyd resign there? Or is he technically a free
It's
agent?
not Boyd. It's not Boyd.
Yeah, I don't think he went there.
Is it? Is it
God,
Boyd?
I should get that, but I still don't know if it's not.
I'm gonna say this. When any of the big three receivers on the Bengals go down with an injury, this is a great waiver
Yeah.
wire pickup to put in your flex.
Yeah, and I still don't know. And when you say the name, I'm gonna know it, but I really only know those three.
Okay, so no.
Lost. How about the Oklahoma State guy?
I'm not sure if he's still in the league, but he definitely was in the league for a while.
Okay. I might need I'm gonna need some help, Tanner. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna ask for help because Louisiana Tech in 2016, they were good. And they had some offense. They had two guys that I can think of.
Crap. Jeff Driscoll was on that team.
I don't think
Florida Gator legend.
I'll
Jeff.
give you a hint on the La Tech guy. He played for the Bears about a year or two ago.
James, you should get that then.
I'm thinking between two names, Henderson, I believe.
But here's the thing: the Bears did not have him play receiver. He only returned punts.
Oh, you should get that,
Oh,
James.
was it Trent Taylor?
Yes.
Come on.
Because they had another guy.
This list was made for James.
Something Henderson, like I don't know why I know like Louisiana Tech. They had some.
Trent Taylor. Yeah, I would have no idea for that.
Well,
And then
he helped me with
State,
punt returner. That's easy from there.
09 Mizzou. I have no idea. I know Mizzou had a guy that was a really good receiver for them, but had like legal problems. That could not even be him. But
You got no idea.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I forgot.
Sorry,
Um, yeah,
we might
I
lose.
think I'm done. I think I'm
Yeah, I
done.
think I'm done too, Tanner.
Unless I get another hint on the, I'm not going to get the Mizzou one. There's no.
Oklahoma State guy played for the Steelers.
Oh, no, no. I was gonna guess Martavis Bryant, but that's too late.
It's not Martavis
And
Bryant.
he also didn't go to Oklahoma State. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, Tanner. You might just have to give him to us.
Give me.
That's James
Give,
Washington.
James
okay.
Washington.
I
That's a
wasn't.
good
Right.
one.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
Right.
The '09 receiver, his name was Denario Alexander.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good riddance for that one. But
I didn't have
that's
gotten
a
it.
good grid, Tanner. We're definitely gonna start going more college
That
football.
tested us, man. Like the
Yeah,
hints were so nice though, because you
yeah. Good
said
job,
punt
T.
for the Bears. I'm like, all right, that I got
Good
that.
job, James. That might have been that might have been your most impressive grid.
That was a fun grid to like think of making as well.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
that,
just love college football.
And
So
in the
yeah, I
group
love it.
chat,
I can't wait. We might even get into college football next episode.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, and in the group chat, we kind of talked about the MLB. So when you
yeah.
popped up college football, I was like,
My mind was not going there
I'm not
either.
ready for
All
college football yet. So
right. So with we only have a few minutes left here. I'm going to go through the divisions, and since we're limited on time, we're just going to go one from the AL, one from the NL. Tanner, we'll start with you. Which NL team has been the most surprising? It could be good surprising or bad surprising. And I can read off some names since this is a little, yeah.
I think I can hit on the NL right now. The most surprising for me has been the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep.
As much as I hate to say it, I didn't see them even being in contention for a playoff spot before the season started.
So that's 5 games up on the division.
And now we're sitting here almost to July, and it's like we've been saying for 3 months almost the Brewers are gonna lose it at some point. The Brewers are gonna go on a losing streak. The Brewers aren't this good, and they haven't done it yet. They've playing good baseball all year, which I'm very surprised about, obviously. And I think that my biggest disappointment in the NL is going to be in that same division. I think it is the Chicago Cubs. I think the Cubs were the favorite to win the division going into the year. And the NL, thank God the NL is horrible because the Cubs are 4 games below 500 and they're 2 games out of a playoff spot.
It's
I
just
mean,
crazy.
if it wasn't for that, the Cubs would be sellers right now. But because the Cubs are kind of in a make it or break it year for this front office, they're going to buy at the deadline because they're going to be within 5 games of the wild card at worst. But the Cubs have been so disappointing. We've explained it enough. I don't need to go through it. I don't want to go through it. I'm sick and tired of talking about how disappointing the Cubs are. But the Cubs have been one of the more disappointing teams in the MLB so far this year, for sure.
James, do you have a different one, or are you ditto on that, or do
in
you want to
terms
go
of,
to the AL if an AL one sticks out?
I can go into the AL. In terms of disappointment, it has to be the Cubs. It pisses me off how bad they've been.
Yeah.
Bad they've been playing. So, got to be the Cubs. Talk about the Phillies. I mean, I was big on the Phillies preseason. Not as big as the Braves. Talk about the Braves could be a team like, yeah, they're 11 games above 500 or something like that, but they've almost been like average. It feels like they're not the team that they were last.
They have picked it up lately. After
Yeah.
Acuna got hurt, the offense was really bad, and then when the Rays came in, their bats heated up really fast because the Rays just throw meatballs down the middle. So
They do.
it's
So,
hard not to heat up.
and then in terms of the AL, I think it's an easy pick for both of these. I think the most surprising has to be Cleveland.
Yeah.
Uh,
The whole Central.
unreal what Cleveland's been doing. They're like that Brewers situation, right? It's playing such good baseball to start, and it continues. So it's impressive. And then in terms of disappointing, it's got to be one of two teams, and it's got to be the Rangers or the Astros, in my eyes, because you have teams that just won the World Series, and a team that we predicted. We said, I'm pretty sure in our predictions, we said the sure lock of the season was the Astros were going to win that division. And, they've been playing better baseball and they're close to that 500 mark.
Hey,
So
they've won 5 in a row, so they're starting to figure out, but they're still 2 games under.
But they could be buyers or whatever because they're so close. But I don't know. I think the Astros or the Rangers have to be the most disappointing teams because they went into the season with everything that they need to win a championship, and they're just all underperforming. So,
for my surprising, I'm going to go the whole AL Central as a whole. By the way, have you guys been noticing what Royce Lewis is doing for the Twins?
Yeah.
He's been insane. I mean, he has more games with a home run in his career than without one.
Really.
That's just an insane state. I mean, against the Rays, I was afraid to pitch it. I was afraid when the Rays pitched to him because he literally hit a home run every game. But then
Yeah.
Jose Siri got him out at third. Did you guys see that throw? That
I did.
was just a frozen rope.
I
But
hate Jose Ziri, so I don't care about
he's been a dog. He's been insane for the Rays ever since he almost got benched. But and even the Royals, if the season ended right now, the Royals would have a playoff spot. They've kind of faded a little bit. They've lost 3 in a row, 3-7 in their last 10. But as the season ended right now, they would have a playoff spot. The Red Sox are also surprising to me if the season also ended, the Red Sox would have a playoff spot. That was a little bit surprising. I'm a little surprised that the Blue Jays are so bad. And by the way, they should not trade Bo Bichette. I don't know why this is all. He hit 290 for like 5 years, and he has one bad year, and you're going to trade him. I don't
it.
necessarily get that. I know that front office is probably under fire, but George Springer probably has to go. Ship him out. Same with like Justin Turner. But also, shout out to the Nationals. I don't know if you guys have been seeing what they're doing. They're a game under 500, and this was a team that was around 100 losses a year ago. So they've been really good, the Nationals, and I mean that farm system is loaded. James Wood, he's been crushing it in the minors. CJ Abrams has like a 14-game hitting streak right now. He's been really good. So yeah, those are kind of my surprises. Disappointment, you guys kind of took a lot of them. I don't know. You guys took a lot of them, but yeah, I don't think anyone else is too disappointed. I mean, you could say the Rays are disappointing, but they're starting to figure it out a little bit. They had a winning road trip, a big 10-day road trip that they won. Yandy Diaz, by the way, has like a 29-game on-base streak and a 17-game hitting streak. So he's figured it out. He's back to his AL hitting championship form, and Randy's hitting 330 in June. So they're starting to figure it out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I would say more surprises than disappointments.
Yeah. Yeah, John, you kind of mentioned what my biggest surprise and disappointment was going to be in the AL, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm so excited with the Red Sox. I predicted the Red Sox to be pretty good this year, and they are. So I'm excited that the Red Sox are coming through. They have a decent roster. They don't have really a superstar. They just have a decent roster, and it's.
I'd say
clicking right
Rafael
now.
Devers is a superstar. He's a stud.
Holy
Rafael Devers, yeah, that's correct. He is a superstar, but outside of that, it's just like they don't even have anybody that's like all-star. That's like all-star caliber. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm glad
they got guys stepping up.
They
Duran,
do. They do.
he's been insane.
Yep.
They got guys when the Rays played him. They're like, oh yeah, first year, and they're hitting over 300. And their pitching still kind of concerns me a little bit. Bello, who was supposed to be their guy, hasn't been that good this season. But no, Red Sox definitely a surprise.
Yeah, and then moving on to my disappointment, the AL is a team that's probably going to be selling a lot. They had a lot of hype probably 4 to 5 years ago. They're supposed to be this team that was going to make runs in the AL, win playoff series. They haven't won a single playoff series. I don't think they've won a playoff game. And that's the Blue Jays. I mean, they rebuilt for so long, and they kind of hit the scene. And I think it was 2019. And everybody's like, here they come. Here come the Blue Jays. They got next. The Blue Jays never had next. And now what's next for them is selling at the trade deadline. Yeah. So I think they're the most disappointing team for me.
Yeah, and I was the biggest believer on the freaking Blue Jays.
Every year, man, there's no reason why they can't succeed. They have things.
I don't know why they're not. I don't know why they're not. I mean, that lineup, the pitching, I guess, hasn't been that good, but I don't know. But anyway, we'll wrap it there. If you guys made it all the way to the end, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Peace.